This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast. A lot of words today. This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money betting on sports, predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states, and you can get $20 free with promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN. New year, new gear. So definitely head to the SGPN merch store and 10% off everything using promo code 2026. Definitely grab some golf gambling podcast merch. Helps us out a ton. AVO, make more money betting on sports with AVO. It is a tool that helps you use arbitrage to find plus EV opportunities for you to bet faster than the competitors and keep everything organized all in one place. If you're new to arbitrage betting and you're looking to find opportunities in the market, it's where you bet on both sides to lock in a profit. They have the cleanest dashboard, better than anybody else. It's super easy to use and super easy to understand, but they also have a section where they'll give you step-by-step videos in case you do have questions. Sign up, pick the sports books that you use often, and let AVO tell you what to do. So you're unsure. If you're still unsure, go in their free Discord. It's at AVO Official and see the success that people are having. So get started now at avo.bet. Use promo code SGPN for $18 off. That's avo.bet, promo code SGPN for $18 off. Ton of words off rip. It's sometimes I just talk too fast. I know that I do that. And it is what it is. But we're here. We're here to talk some 2026 American Express DFS, build a lineup, and get out of here. Pretty straightforward. Let's do it. Let's get right into it. I'm not going to go crazy with the course history or the course motto, the course of what you need to do to succeed, because I'm going to go more in depth with the betting show with Dom. But in terms of DFS this week, I'm just looking for guys who can make birdies, guys that play well in easy scoring conditions, guys that are generally in the 6K range, in the 7K range. These guys who are lesser golfers are licking their chops at a week like this because they know the scoring is easy and they know this is a week early in the season. Most of the studs aren't here. Most of the studs aren't in mid-season form. I got to get hot. I got to get going this week. So let's do it. But before we get into the American Express DFS board, I want to do a recap of my lineup last week just to keep us honest and keep the followers intrigued by what we had going last week. So last week we went with 2 bigger names and then 6 lower guys. So we went with Russell Henley, Colin Morikawa, Danny McCarthy, Ryan Gerard, Bud Cauley, and Max McGreevy. So that was not the best lineup in the world. That was a 4 out of 6. Colin burned us. Max McGreevy burned us. If we would have went with Ben Griffin instead of Colin Morikawa, would have been a much better week. Let's see where those guys finished. Obviously, Morikawa, not great. Russell Henley finished T19. Not what we were looking for in terms of the highest price golfer in the field, but we could have gotten away with it because we had a guy by the name of Ryan Gerard finish solo second off of that Sunday 65. Bud Cauley played all right, finished T24, decent spot there at 7,100 last week. And then the last guy to make the cut who was our last guy? Oh, Denny McCarthy. Where did Denny finish last week? Denny finished T40. So the guys that made the cut did all right for us, and we were in position to cash, but we messed up with Colin Morikawa. Like, what a bum performance from Colin Morikawa this week. Like, come on. Just count. Like, he's such a puss. I'm sorry, but it's just not what we're looking for with Colin. So let's get into this week's DFS board. Scotty Scheffler is back. Scotty Scheffler is a guy that we have to decide to play or not to play. If we decide to go with someone else, it leaves us Patrick Cantlay, Ludwig Aberg, or Ben Griffin. I will say, if you're not going to skip this entire range, you're going to go with at least one of these guys. And I definitely think you can't. I don't think you can go all the way down to Sam Burns, because Burns, Henley, Fitzpatrick, yeah, they could play well, but one of these 4 guys will be in the top 10 almost guaranteed. So I'm going to go with DFS. I'm going to go with Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler, 14,200 still leaves you $7,000, 160. Like what I said before, go with guys at the bottom, 7K guys, 6K guys. These guys are licking their chops. So if we're going to go with 7K guys and 6K guys, why not go with the best player in the world? Have him in there. We know he's going to be somewhat in the conversation come Sunday afternoon. So I love Scotty to start the lineups. If I had to go with another one of these guys that's not Scotty, I would start with Ludwig. I just think he I'm going to be high on Ludwig all year. Basically, he won in California his last time out here, or not last time out here. He won in California last year, and I do think that it is a skill stroke in California. So I would rank. I would probably rank Ludwig as my top target here, but I'm gonna be going with Scotty because I know I'm gonna be going with other guys down the board. So let's just skip right down to the bottom of the board and pick someone that we want to start with, and ultimately like figure out where the tides are going to take us all the way down to 6K. If there's anyone we want, like just want to click down here, I really don't think we need to. People are going to go to Brian Campbell at 6,100 if they're going to pair him with Scotty, but I wouldn't try to get cute with Brian Campbell. I would try to go with someone you don't know less about, and because it's early in the season, guys are going to pop. A guy like Austin Smotherman, you might know the name. He had a really solid PGA Tour, I guess, little bit of a campaign. We'll look at Austin Smotherman for a little bit to give you a good idea of what he did. But he used to be on tour, and then he lost his card, got it back on the Corn Ferry Tour. But Austin Smotherman has a really nice skill, and that is scoring. Look at his Corn Ferry Tour results. He got hot midseason, win T11, win T4, T6, T10 earlier than that. That is a skill, ability to score. And at the American Express, you need the ability to score. So I think he's a great second man in. I'm not worried about his course history. He's $6,200 for a reason. I think he's a sneaky bullet at 6,200 that can make some birdies and make this cut. So Austin Smotherman will be our second man in here. That leaves us $7,400 to build with Scotty Scheffler. But I'm not done with the 6K range. I think this is a really good 6K week. Someone else that I think we can go with. Joe Highsmith had a rough week last week. I don't think he's the worst target. Went with Rio Husatane last week. I want to look at Rio's stat profile last week because he could be a great bounce back target for us. Rio, I know he missed. Oh, Joe Highsmith actually made the cut. Rio Husatane missed the cut on the number, I believe, 71.69. If it's not bad, I'm going back to him. It's not great. I don't want to see him losing strokes on approach because Rio Husatane is a guy who needs to gain strokes on approach. So I'd probably be fading him, or not fading him, just not playing him. We're going to find some more 6K names. Cam Davis. Oh, look, Cam Davis had a tough finish. He got the bad conditions. He got bad conditions on Sunday, or Friday afternoon. But this isn't the worst stat profile in the world. Just a bad putting week. I'm definitely going back to Cam Davis. I want to see his course history here first before I do anything else with Cam Davis. Let's see. Has Cam Davis done it here before? Davis. Cam Davis, $6,300. What has he done at the American Express? T18 last year, a third in 2021, 4 made cuts in his last 6 trips. That's a profile that I can get behind. So Cam Davis is going to be our third guy in, and that leaves us, we're going up the board a little bit. So I think that's enough for the 6K range. Let's peep the 7K range and find some targets that we might want to take a look at. Nick Dunlap, past winner here before. I think he could be in for a great week. Really like Johnny Vegas, a guy who could bomb it and get hot with the wedges. Worry about the putter a little bit for John Vegas. I want to see how John Vegas has putt here now that I think about it. I don't really care what his recent ball striking numbers are. I want to see how Vegas has putt here. So last start was Wentworth. Let's see how he's putt here. Wow, he's played this course so many times. That's a great sign for Johnny Vegas. He's gained strokes putting his last 3 times here. That means he's comfortable. I don't care that he's missed his last 4 cuts. I really don't care that he's missed his last 4 cuts. I'm happy that he's putt well here before. So we're going to go with Johnny Vegas as our 4th guy in and have a ton of room at the top. I like going from the bottom up after we start with Scotty. If I have to go with someone else at the top of this 7K range, I would avoid Jacob Bridgman. Definitely. Jacob Bridgman had a great week last week, but don't fall for that chalky guy who just happened to make a cut. Make a cut and have a nice finish on Sunday. Same thing with Ryan Gerard. Go with more guys who could just potentially pop at random, like Wyndham Clark. Wyndham Clark can go lights out here. Wyndham Clark hasn't played the best golf of late, but we know what Wyndham Clark has in his tank. And on a golf course where I think you could be aggressive off the tee, you don't have to hit every fairway, get hot with the wedges and the putter. I do worry about his putter a little bit right now, but it was good in Albany. How has he putt here in the past? Hit or miss. but he's got good course history here. Only has missed 2 cuts in 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 trips. I love Wyndham Clark as our 5th guy in this lineup at $7K. Now we have $8,600 to choose from. Let's go. That will be Michael Thorbjornsen if we wanted to max out. But I know who my selection is here. It's actually going to be Davis Thompson. Davis Thompson is a guy I'm going to be high on this year, and Davis Thompson is a guy who's played really well here in the past. He almost won it the year John Rahm won a few years back, and he had an okay start at the RSM Classic. Just couldn't get the putter rolling. But looking at his starts at the Amex, runner-up, T21, T51, comfortable on these greens, and has clearly never missed a cut here, likes it here. So Davis Thompson is my final guy. That leaves us $400 on the table. Scotty Scheffler, then all the way down to the bottom, and we worked our way up to Davis Thompson. That's our lineup for the week. That's going to do it, and we will get back on, Monday to recap this lineup, hopefully cash something, but this is what I'm going with. I'm going with bombs. So going to the top and going with all bombs after that. So catch you guys very shortly for the betting show with Dom. Going to get a little bit more in depth in there. Any questions, you know where to find